Hello, welcome to R Basics. In this module, I'll be speaking to you about creating density plots in R. Now, density plots are also known as kernel density or probability density plots. As an outline, we're going to be using the following functions in ensuing slides. First, we're going to use the hist function to create the underlying histogram. Then we'll use the density function to create the line density coordinates. Then we'll use the plot function to plot the density line. Then we use the polygon function to add color to the plot. And then finally, we'll use the AB line function to create straight lines. Now in this slide, we're going to create the underlying histogram. I'm not going to go in a lot of detail on histogram creation because the details are already recorded in the R Basics module called Creating Histograms in R. So if you haven't viewed that, I would suggest that you take a look at it. Now, we will create the data object scores, which contains test score data. And the way we'll create this particular vector is with this statement here. So let's copy and paste it. So you can see we've created the vector, the numeric vector scores. Now next we're going to go ahead and create the histogram showing the frequency of scores. Now to do this, we'll just take the statement here. We'll use the hist function, and we're using scores as the input. And there you have your histogram. There's much here that we're going to change, so I'm not going to spend much time talking to it, but do notice that it does show the frequency. Now, we're going to convert this from a frequency to a density graph, and the way we do this is with the hist function, and we're using scores as input once again, but we insert this argument frequency is equal to f, and that changes it to create the density graph. So let's copy and paste. All right, you see on the left-hand side, it's now been converted to density. So next, we're going to calculate the line coordinates. To do this, we're going to use the density function, which has many possible arguments, and I'm not going to go through them, but you can do the research on your own. So let's go ahead, just to get an idea of what is in the density function. Let's just use the density function and use scores, the scores vector as your input. And going back to RStudio. And you can see it has information about the x and y coordinates. This is just in a summary manner. There's actually more details that are behind the scenes. So next we're going to draw the line. Now to draw the line, we use the plot function, and as input we use the density function using the scores vector. This CEX argument here is equal to 0.1. That simply controls the width of the line that's being drawn. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this. And you can see we've now created a line. Now at this point, there's just much in the appearance that we have to change in order to make it more easily consumed. So let's go ahead and make some improvements to the visuals. First, we're going to remove the box around the plot. And the way we do that is with this statement here. And in the far right of the statement, you see bty is equal to n. That'll remove the box. So let's copy and paste. And the box has been removed. Now we're going to remove all of the y-axis. We're going to remove both the label, which right here, and we're going to remove the actual y-axis line with this argument right here. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this. And you see the y-axis label and line are completely gone. Now we're going to set the length of the x-axis. We're going to use the xlim argument, and we're going to have it begin, the x-axis begin at the value of 20 and go up to 100. So let's go ahead and apply this statement as well. And we've made those changes. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to set the x-axis label using the xlab argument and make the contents equal to test scores. So let's go ahead and apply this statement. All right, now we see it says test scores on the x-axis. Now, we're going to go ahead and create a title. We're going to use the main argument over here and call the title just density. And you see we've changed the title. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add color to the plot. And the way we do this is we go and use the polygon function. The input is going to be the density function with the scores vector being used as input. The color, I arbitrarily am using the color pink. You could obviously use any color that you like. But let's go ahead and apply the statement. All right. Now we're going to add a line for the mean. So to do this, we're going to use the AB line function. We're going to specify V for vertical is equal to the mean of the scores. Okay, so we're using the mean function on the scores vector within AB line. So let's apply it. And you can see we've created the line. Now we're going to add the upper standard deviation line. To accomplish that, we're going to use AB line again, but we're going to specify that V is equal to the mean of the scores vector plus the standard deviation of the scores vector. So let's go ahead and apply that. And we've actually applied it. Now we're going to go ahead and add the lower standard deviation line. We use the same statement. Instead, however, we're now subtracting the standard deviation of the scores vector from the mean of the scores vector. So let's go ahead and apply this statement. And there you have it. There are more things that could be done, but at this point we've completed the actual basics. So let's now wrap this up. I want to thank you for watching R Basics. Please check the R Basics channel for any other modules that may interest you. Thank you and have a good day.